saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that you took issue because even though he didn't call you a liar, you're assuming that because he asked you questions about your high school career,
what he read called me a liar, and so you were just piggybacking that and spewing it out unprovoked. I thought
was it a lie? So then I can't be a liar.
Was it a lie?
Yeah. Did I tell a lie?
No, but you said but the report was incomplete.
But guys, that's what I'm saying. When you watch a game, you pick up a stat sheet, you say what you see. That's what a reporter does. That's what a reporter should do.
Yeah.
When you cross the line, when you name call, when you assassinate my character, when you demean me, that's where people get upset. When you call someone selfish, when you call somebody weak, when you make up a negative nickname, that's what get people upset. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this job, because I wanted to be just the opposite. Now it's become a 24/7, 365 talking head circus. It didn't used to be like that in the media. If Jerry West played today, we'd be all over him. There's no way he'd be Mr. Clutch. There's no way he'd be the logo. 9 straight NBA finals and lost every time. People wouldn't let him walk down the street.
Guys, let me do this. Cris Carter is a member of, obviously, the media now. He works here with ESPN. He's been a member on this show. In fact, some of our most heated debates have been when Cris has been at this debate desk. Cris, I know you've been listening from home. There's a lot of things that have been discussed, but I know the one thing that you want to get in on here is that line between reporter and athlete. Go ahead and start, and we'll piggyback off wherever you go.
Well, this is one thing that we should just be careful. We're all very, very fortunate that we're able to cover. And every time we have an opinion, it's like a rock going into a pond. And we have the platform based on ESPN, and we cultivate the opinion of the public. So for me, I have a great deal of respect for everybody that works for ESPN, and I always try to have that in the things that I say. But I even have a greater deal of respect for the people that are out there playing, because when I did play, I realized what it was. So I believe in everything you do. When I wake up in the morning, I'm a human being. I'm a former professional athlete, not a reporter. I'm a father. I'm a human being. So I think that we should always consider that. I think that Stephen A., he's right. He does a great job because we don't tell the whole truth, but we tell a truth that's acceptable to the public so that they might be able to understand a little more of the things going on. I think that because we have this show First Take and it's more of a debate show, I think that you guys do a great job, but I think that getting closer and closer to hurting each other than we are in helping the public. We're supposed to help the public have a better opinion of what's going on because we know, because we've been there, either Skip being in the locker room, Stephen A. being in the locker room, our playing careers, Jalen playing at all different levels. But are we accomplishing that? And I think that we crossed the line as far as media and athletes trying to blend us together, because there's never going to be a nice mix between the two. Because for me to do my job, I can't do what he wants me to do. So I understand Skip and Stephen A. I understand the stance that they take. But as a human being, I think that we should be careful. Like, I enjoy watching this show, but I don't think it's been that pleasurable for me the last 2 days to see you guys going at it and saying things that can be very, very personal and true. I just think that we all just need to be very, very careful because there are human beings on the other end of our words.
Skip, what's your response to that?
Well, I've had my battles, Cris. Should I talk to this camera or this camera? I don't know. Let's do this. There we go. Hi, Cris. How are you?
Very good. How you doing?
We've engaged on this show before. Once we crossed the line, we went a little too far. It got personal. I thought you got personal with me. I'm a fighter, man. I came from a pretty rough neighborhood myself. I fought my way home a lot, so I've got that in me. And when you push me, I'm going to push back, even though, obviously, I wasn't Cris Carter. I wasn't, all he does is catch touchdowns. And I respect the heck out of that legacy. But I also think that I'm pretty good at judging talent myself. So Cris and I disagreed about Tim Tebow. We went back and forth, and I crossed the line. I made some snide comment at the end of a discussion about how many rings do you have, Cris? And
Right.
that was wrong.
I played 16
I went too
years in
far.
the NFL. Like,
What's that?
So I played 16 years in the NFL. I'm like Jalen. When even Kwame Brown is a great player.
Yeah.
Do you regret that, Skip?
I got a stack of money on anybody that want to play Kwame Brown in one-on-one play in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Skip, when you went there, do you regret that?
Not at the moment, because I thought Cris had taken a shot.
Well, that's the fighter.
I know. That's
but
the
now
fighter.
you're removed several months from
Here's what I despise, is the insinuation or the declaration from Jalen or Cris that you don't know, Skip, because you didn't play.
I never said that.
Okay,
That's
but it
not
comes
true.
up. It comes up.
Women do a great job in sports all of the time.
Okay. And I've responded. Okay, I've responded to Cris about this. Right now, 28 out of the 32 NFL GM/personnel directors did not play in the National Football League.
Absolutely.
They're pretty good at their jobs. I look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right now, the best team in the West, even though I think the Spurs are, but they have the best record. Thunder does. Sam Presti built the potential dynasty, and I'm not sure Sam was much better than I was in high school.
What makes you? But because 28 of them never played, or 30 of them haven't played, and Sam Presti never played. What makes your evaluation equal to his?
To whose?
Sam Presti's.
It may not be,
because he didn't play. That don't mean that he hasn't been ingratiated in doing that on a daily basis.
You were right, but I spent those 30 years sitting at the foot of the Dick Mattas and the Phil Jacksons. I'm pretty good before the draft, and Jay's going to have to back me up.
I will.
But my draft picks are pretty good. I think I have a pretty good sense of who can play and who can't. And my rule of thumb, and it doesn't always apply, and you can certainly take shots at this. My rule of thumb is that I've found that the greater the player you were, the worse you are at judging talent.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, and like my number one example is the greatest Michael Jordan.
And then I'll say Jerry West.
Okay, and you can. There are exceptions.
Ozzie Newsome. That's why it's tough to say that as a general rule. Ozzie Newsome was a great player and a great talent.
Okay, well, pretty soon we're going to find out how great John Elway is.
The greatest NBA coach of all time is Phil Jackson. He's a former player.
All black guys can't play basketball.
He's a former player.
Yeah. What's that, Cris?
I said all black guys can't play basketball.
It is tough to make broad, sweeping, general statements. And I've called you on that before, Skip.
No, I know.
Okay.
So, but again, that 28 out of 32, that is a glaring statistic right now.
Cris, go ahead and make a point.
Okay. I think, and Skip, I think you do a good job at what you do, but I think
appreciate that.
guys like yourself, you wake up every morning trying to prove to people that because you didn't play, I think that you have an expertise. But I think that the more people mention the playing and not playing, I think it becomes unprofessional. When you've covered sports, I mean, Bobby Knight, he's at the bench, at Ohio State.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do. Bill Parcells was not a great football player. Bill Belichick was not a great football player. So I don't put anything into the ability to be able to play. I mean, Jack Nicklaus is not a great golf coach, but he's the greatest golfer of all time. God only gives you so much ability, but there are those who transition that and have the ability to be able to put it in the hoop or throw it, but they also have the ability to be able to coach. And I do believe that is a few numbers.
Okay, Cris, let me sum this up because we got to hit another break here. The most fun I had during the entire great football season that we just went through was with you on this show. Those are the most memorable moments I had, and we were close to crossing the line most of the time.
And that was hot.